Hey YouTubers. Um, Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about being a step parent. I I hear so many step parents having so many problems with the new kids that come into their lives when they meet somebody and eventually get married to them and they have kids, and somehow maintaining a relationship with parent to child, but allowing the spouse to be the overall parent of the child and the child's other parent, to sort of be able to make decisions without too much of your input. I only make input on my kids' lives when they were little, when it came to things that affected me. If it affected my finances, if it affected our lifestyle, then I felt I had to say so. If it wasn't that, then I felt that my kids' mom and dad should be making those decisions. I will say I had it a little bit easy. The father is not in the picture of the boys, other than on and off again when he felt like it. So both my boys ended up calling me daddy right away. They gave me the title. I was there for them 24/7. I was their main caretaker. Um, and like I said, the father wasn't in the picture that much, so I had a bonus. But I know a lot of step parents have problems with finding their role. It's difficult. I don't think the other two parents, the mom and dad of the child, really think how difficult it is on the step parent in the situation. Like I said, they have to keep this role of, okay, I'm taking somewhat of a, like in my situation, I'm taking somewhat of a father role in your life, but I'm not your daddy, and I had to allow your mom and dad to make the decisions that are best for you. And like I said, I only made an input when it involved me somehow, or it affected my, um, it was going to cost some money out of my pocket or change my lifestyle in some way. But really, my wife had control over the kids because the dad wasn't there all the time, minimally. I think that was a big benefit to me. I always feel sorry for step parents who have that tough role, you know. And anytime now, I just, my kids, my boys are my boys. I sometimes have to catch myself in legal situations where you're giving information for insurances or whatever, and I'll just say I'm their dad, and I correct myself and say no, I'm their stepdad. I love my boys unconditionally. I've never thought of them anything other than my own. I've never treated them differently than I would my own. Um, Money came into the household. It was what we needed to get them first. That's what we always took into consideration. It wasn't things that I wanted or things that my wife wanted. And I never had a problem with that. It was sort of a natural flow. I came into their lives when they were like 8 and 9. A little bit of a tough age. They're trying to deal with a lot of issues of learning to grow up and face some new things. But for me, it was fairly easy to jump in the role. But I love my kids like they're my own. A lot of people don't think that way. A lot of step parents can't get beyond, oh, these really aren't my kids. They didn't come from me. But just like if you were adopting a child from me, I love them the same way you would if you were adopted a child. The kids are mine. They gave me daddy role because I earned the title. Um, there's a lot of hardships. I had to sit back a lot of times and watch my boys sitting at the window, packed with a little overnight bag, to go to their dad's, and their dad never showed up. He never phone called. He never did anything. Um, and that happened multiple times. It made me so sick to my stomach. But I had to sit there, and I was the one that had to comfort them. I had to make it all right. I had to make up for their lost activities that they were going to go do with him. I had to go. out of my way to make them feel like, try to divert their attention and their emotions, um, and go do something with them to make up for that time. I always find it difficult though that a parent can do that. Um, but for parents, I just, if you're watching this, please take a moment to really take into consideration sometimes the step parents on both ends, if there's a step parent on both ends. Um, we get a lot of hurt feelings. We can't really voice them to anyone because you're their parents. But we have to kind of like sit back, and our emotions get affected a lot by it. We get invested emotionally into the child. We love the child, and then we had to, like I said, we had to sit back and not really just not really say much about it while you guys make decisions. And here we are, we're trying to have a life with these kids and not having to say so, loving them the way we do, and then really at times feeling sort of forgotten in the situation. It's not right for you to just go about the raising of your children and not at least acknowledge, hey, I know you may be hurt by this, but this is what we decided. Or even though you don't really have a say so in the opinion, we want to hear your thoughts on what's happening, and we'll take them into consideration when we make decisions. It'd be really helpful to a step parent to hear that every once in a while. I never had any ill feelings about the situation that much, but yeah, my feelings did get hurt sometimes, because I felt limited in what I could say about how they were raised, their punishments, how we dealt with issues of lying, stealing, not eating food, causing a scene in the store, all the issues you have to deal with as parents. And like I said, I was the general caretaker. I was the main caretaker for both of them, trying to make some decisions on the fly, but all the time keeping the thing in my mind that, hey, really it's up to the mom. When she gets home, I got to talk to her and find out how she wants to handle the situation, and then go along with it. And a lot of times I was never asked or did I feel like I could offer my opinion on the subject. So step parenting is hard. Acknowledge step parents, acknowledge their feelings for the kids, acknowledge their feelings for the situation, ask for their opinions. No, we if you're intelligent, we know we don't have the final say so, but ask the opinion, take it into consideration when you can. When it really affects the person, the step parent, their finances or the living arrangements, or maybe they're going to give up something to do what you and the other parent are trying to make decisions about. At those points, acknowledge that yes, they do have a say so in these decisions that you're making with the children, because the final decision is affecting them. Like I said, I'm really glad. I love my boys unconditionally. I've given up a lot for them. I never minded. Like I said, they were mine. I still say they're mine. One's 25, one's 20, going on 24. They're mine. They're my boys. I tell everybody they're my kids. So, parents, please be respectful of step parents. Give a little bit of consideration into their opinions, into their thoughts, into their emotions. Acknowledge how your decisions are going to affect them when it comes to what you're doing with the kids. And know that step parents, we get it as emotionally involved with as you are with the kids. We really do. I've met a lot of step parents that, we'll give our lives for the step kids. We'll give everything we have to make sure they have what they need, what they need to survive. And that is a lot for a person to give that to someone that's not, not their offspring. So, step parents, keep your heads up. I know a lot of you have it really, really hard in the situation. I thank God I had it pretty easy when it came to a lot of things. Um, Parents, pay attention to the step parents, their emotions, their thoughts, their opinions, as much as you can in different situations. Step parenting is cool. I wouldn't change it for a thing. I have two wonderful boys, Brian and Zach, from it. I have a family that I wouldn't have had otherwise. I don't regret anything. Wouldn't redo anything. Wouldn't change anything. And that's all I got to say. Please subscribe to my channel. I will subscribe back as soon as I find your subscription to my channel. Let's help each other out with 1,000 subscriptions that we need to make our channels able to make money. And that's all. Have a good day.